Yo, welcome back, world. What's up, world? It's Darrell, your boy. We're here with the Room 303 podcast, first episode, the pilot.
What's going on, world? It's Phoenix.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Ryan.
You know, it's your boy Darius.
What's going on? It's Joel.
All right, so
Dude,
how
hit,
that
hit,
been?
hit him with the applause for one time.
Hit him with the applause for
Hit
the
him
one
with the
time.
applause, you know what I'm saying?
One time for the one time.
There you go.
First episode.
Let's go, man.
First episode.
Hey, it's only up from here, man.
Yeah.
Glad
up
you
from
could
here.
join us.
All right. So, how's everybody day been?
Oh, it's a good Friday, man. You know, I can't complain. You know, things been pretty slow today, but got some stuff done.
Okay. What about you, Joe?
Man, I agree with Darius. It's finally been a slow day, but I'm appreciating it. I'm just, I'm going through the day, chilling.
Hey, for me, it was pretty good. Got a lot of work done. Got some quizzes done, Did a round of kickball earlier. We won. Me and my team rocked it,
Gotta
Yeah.
get the dub, bro.
Got to get the dub.
The All-Star team.
Yeah, the All-Star team. We might, we think about making the professional league. But, yeah, it was pretty good. Good start off to the weekend. I'm excited. Got to get some more work done. Been
So-
productive lately, so, keep the momentum going. What about you, Phoenix?
Your boy got a haircut today, so
Hey,
lucky
gotta
feeling
get chopped
myself.
up.
Yeah.
Hey, drop some applause for Phoenix.
Drop the applause. Thank you.
Hey,
And just caught my first NFT last night.
yes sir, yes
Just
sir.
making a leap into the new world, I guess.
Digital assets, man.
Essentially. That money. Take it away, Ryan.
All right, y'all, man. I had a pretty good day today. I can't, complain, man. Got to see the sun. Got to see the sky, man. Was pretty happy, man. Yeah. So, yeah. Good Friday.
Yeah, that's good.
Fish fry Friday.
Fish fry. Me and Ryan had some
Yeah, man. Y'all
some
go check
fish
out
in
the
the
OR, bro.
OR. It was pretty good. It was pretty
Yeah,
seasoned,
Can't lie.
It's Friday, man.
Fish
You
fry
can't go
Fridays,
wrong
bro.
with that.
Do they have that for dinner, too?
Oh yeah.
It might. They like to reuse food. Well, anyway, starting off, first things first, music-wise, what's in y'all playlist? What's some new music y'all done added?
You already knew the answer to this before you even started.
Is it Money Man?
Yeah, Money Man dropped his new album Blockchain. Go get that out now on all streaming platforms.
Blockchain.
Buy my NFT.
And he also dropped an exclusive NFT to all his fans or anybody who's into his Telegram. And it's like 0.003 Ethereum, if y'all know what that is.
You just gotta keep redoing it till the gas price goes hella low.
Yeah.
See, for me, my playlist, I've been on some different stuff.
I've been on some Glock too. I like Glock too.
Man, shout out Key Glock for real, man. That's what I was going to say from mine. Every day on my way into work, I bump Bill Gates. Because as Key Glock says, I've got one thing on my bucket list, and that's to get rich as Bill Gates.
Yes, sir.
That
Shit.
Glock go crazy.
My playlist been changed up a little bit. Last week I was on Mo3 and Boosie,
Hey,
some Young Boy, but this week I've been on some Steve Lacy, Earl Sweatshirt, Tranda, Cali Uchis. What'd you say?
You said Earl Sweatshirt?
Yeah, Earl Sweatshirt.
He dropped some new shit?
Nah, this some old. It's called Shattered Dreams. Yeah. I rediscovered an old song that I really like. Y'all ever heard of Selfish by Slum Village, John Legend, and Kanye West?
yeah. That's the jam, bro.
Yeah. I just got back into that one.
That was the real country.
I was playing some old Lil Wayne the other day, man. I was playing Mr. Carter. I was
Ooh.
playing
I'm the man.
I was playing some No Ceilings. I was playing a lot of other stuff, man.
Well, for me, man, I was just listening to that old East Coast, bruh. Been listening to some Nas, some DMX, bruh. Just been, vibing out with them, bruh.
Can't go wrong with the East
Can't
Coast,
go
man.
wrong, bruh. They telling some stories, bruh. You need to listen.
Real life
You need to
stories,
listen, bruh.
Man, shout out any listeners from the East Coast, man.
for sure.
We like the East Coast. I'm from the West Coast, but I still show love to the East Coast. Good job, East Coast.
But everybody said what's on their playlist, bro.
I think so.
You hit it?
Yeah.
You hit it all?
Did you go, Joe?
Yeah, shout out.
Oh, Glock.
Oh yeah, Key Glock, Mr. Bill Gates.
Store Run by Nas, bro. Take a listen to it, bro. It's really good.
Yeah, ASAP Rocky, that Live Love.
Right.
ASAP after 10 years finally put it on Spotify.
Congrats.
Shout out Summer Walker also. I've been bumping that.
Speaking of Summer Walker,
Speaking
of Summer Walker, so in
in
recent news, well not recent, but Twitter news, everybody was talking about her record deal, and she finally addressed the rumors. So this is coming from Revolt TV. Summer Walker is refuting a Rolling Stone article that claims she was in a lopsided record deal with her label and management company Love Renaissance. So, the topic of discussion is these phony, trash-ass contracts that these artists are signing, and they're basically getting scammed, bro.
See, and what I'll say about that is for the beginner artists, because that's our first contract, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be bad because they know they want the money, they need something.
Exactly.
So it's gonna be bad, but what I've been seeing lately is with the new artists coming out, they get more knowledgeable towards the financial side of everything. So I think now more artists are going independent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Going independent now and making their money, and then probably do a deal with a record label, but
like a distribution deal.
Yeah, like a distribution deal, nothing serious as getting tied to a label like that.
So, yeah, I like what Empire's doing. Their record label, it's Ghazi. I think he's the CEO. Yeah. I like what he's doing over there. He got a slew of artists over there now. Babyface Ray.
Oh yeah, bro, Babyface.
Jack Boy, Money Man.
Jack Boy.
It's like the all-star team he got over there now, bro. It's crazy.
Hey, shout out to Babyface Ray, man.
And they actually getting their money, bro. They getting their money's worth over there for sure.
But article says earlier this week, Rolling Stone released details of a record deal that Summer signed back in 2017, in which she was offered an advance payment of only $85,000 and a 15% royalty rate on her music, which is low compared to the current standard of the industry. The article also said that the X for a Reason singer gave up the rights to her masters. Additionally, Summer also gave up a large amount of her non-musical earnings, including the money she would make from acting gigs.
Wow. I didn't know it was that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question is, why do you think these singers and these rappers take these really crappy deals in the first place?
Yeah, like how Ryan was saying, man.
They have no financial knowledge or anything, and the only thing they see is the numbers on the paper. And then if it got a comma on it, if it looks good to them, they be like, okay, let's go. Let's do it.
$85K though.
She probably just needed. Yeah. Right.
Also, man, a lot of these artists not coming in with enough leverage as well, bro, because they don't have the bread behind them, or maybe the fan base. You never know. You know what I'm saying? But get the money at first. But also, I feel like you should come in with enough knowledge now. Like you see, these rappers past mistakes, these artists past mistakes, and you should come in more knowledgeable and having your stuff together.
For the listeners out there, also, a 15% royalty on her music is pretty much if you guys remember back in the day when we used to buy music on iTunes, pretty much for every 99 cent or $1 track that you buy, she's only making 15 cents on every one of those tracks. So that's not a lot. And then I'd also like to bring up somebody mentioned independent artists and going independent instead of shining with a record label. Tory Lanez released his album as an NFT and released only 1 million of them, and sold them for what, $1 or something. Yeah. So after he sold 1 million copies of his album, he literally was up $1 million, just like that, instantly, pretty much. So what do you guys think about that?
And see, that's the whole thing. With now, they know in the game,
exactly,
because and I'll give it a shout out to social media with that, because because with social media you're able to spread the information quick. So definitely. Now with every like, because you see people like Money Man and stuff, like, like, actually, like, telling kind of towards knowledge towards his music stuff.
Not me cut you off, but, like, Money Man had a listening party, actually, last night for his album release, and it was, like, him and Ghazi, and it was just, like, a lot of people, his fans, and he was actually talking to him about the album and his next moves and everything, man. It's like he trying to give the rights to the listeners as well with the NFTs and everything like that. So I like how they're doing.
Fact, see, because it's a whole nother perspective now, and just a new type of wave with the artists now, like with just being able to manipulate because it's really just with the technology to be able to manipulate the technology to make you as much profit as possible.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and going back to Tory Lanez, with an NFT, pretty much he sold this album. He sold 1 million copies of them. And pretty much
how long did it take him to sell out?
It literally was like I don't know how long, but it was probably under an hour or something. Like it was almost instantaneous. And go ahead.
No, you go. You got it.
And so pretty much like with this NFT, these 1 million users who have this album are able to actually resell this album and like sell it to other people, so that way they can listen to it. And then the people who bought this NFT make money from that, and then Tory Lanez makes money as well for every time that this NFT is sold again. So it really it never ends. He's making profit, for as long as this album is reproduced and resold. And you go ahead.
Because it's like you said, bro. It's literally like it's new money on the table.
Right.
It's like it's
a whole new wave.
It's a whole new wave, and like, bro, you break that thing. You break it down perfectly of just legit of how like it's new. It's literally a new wave of money.
It's a new way to create, to generate profit. Pretty much that never ends for as long as this album is reproduced or however it's resold. And then, not to mention, he already made $1 million just off the top, just off dropping the album.
All for real.
In an hour. It's crazy.
He's still making the revenue off of his other stuff that
streams and everything
from the streams from the other like apps and stuff.
This is really the new wave. This is where I think that artists are going to have to go.
You need to get some backlash for that comment. But I to you.
Hey, bring it on.
They coming for you.
You know what? From a financial standpoint, he's making some genius moves right now, and you can't knock him for that.
You can't. But Summer addressed the rumors. She said, "I've been seeing a lot of chatter online. I didn't say anything because I wanted to stay focused on releasing my album. Now, let me clear the air. What that article says is not my current record deal. Over the years, my deal has changed many times. I've always had my own representation and full support from Love Renaissance. Thank you to my fans for always having my back and for all the love y'all keep showing my new album. Appreciate y'all." So, still on the topic of record deals, let's talk about the 8 worst record deals in history.
I saw some people I actually like on that list, man.
Hey.
Oh, man.
Hey. All right, here we go. Starting with number 8, Little Richard and Chuck Berry. Little Richard and Chuck Berry, bro. Okay. Many of the early rock and roll pioneers like Little Richard and Chuck Berry signed deals with the record labels that perhaps sounded good to them at the time. However, hindsight has proven to them that was a very poor decision. To be fair, few artists at the time envisioned that the 2-minute songs that they were writing and recording would remain popular for decades. Little Richard's 1955 album, Anthem, Tutti Frutti, was a massive hit for Specialty Records. Now, my grandfather played that song so many times.
I heard of that song, Tutti Frutti.
Yeah, but the profits largely went to Art Rupe, the owner of the label. He paid Richard only $50 for the publishing rights to the song and gave Richard a paltry half-cent for each record sold.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. A half-cent for each record sold, bro.
Half a cent. Bro,
Yeah.
How do you calculate half a cent?
There ain't nothing.
How do you calculate a half a cent?
Half a
Sound
penny,
like
bro?
gas prices or something.
Half a penny, man.
Dude, that's nothing.
Barry eventually learned his lesson when it came to the business side of music. At the time of his death in 2017, his estate was worth a reported $50 million. Wow. Next up is Tommy James. I'm not sure who this is, actually.
Okay.
But he released a song, recorded big hits in the 1960s like Hanky Panky, I Think We're Alone Now, Money Money, and Crimson and Clover. According to James' 2010 autobiography, Me, the Mob, and the Music, not only did Levy withhold substantial royalties from James, estimated at between $30 and $40 million, but that James was also at one time a target for murder by a rival crime family to rob Levy of one of his most valuable assets. Dang. You withheld royalties from between $30 and $40 million from your artist.
Sheesh.
That's robbing. That's robbing.
That's a lot of money.
Hey, Joe, you want to read the one on Billy Joel?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's see. When Billy Joel signed a 10-album recording contract with Family Productions in 1971, he had no idea that he would almost immediately regret that decision, and that it would haunt him for almost 2 decades. The trouble started with Joel's first album, Cold Spring Harbor, which was produced by Family Productions head Artie Riff. Cold Spring Harbor was incorrectly mastered at the wrong speed and gave Joel a much higher voice. Rip claimed that it would cost too much money to fix and release the album anyways. Joel had signed away ownership of the recordings and publishing of his music, so he had no recourse. The album was a commercial disappointment, and Joel considered it a huge embarrassment. Joel was able to exit the toxic deal when Columbia Records bought out his Family Records contract in 1972, but Rip negotiated a 4% cut of the retail price of Joel's Columbia albums for the next 15 years. Even after nearly derailing Joel's career before it began, Rip reaped the benefits of Joel's huge success with Columbia in the 1970s and 1980s.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. So pretty much, this guy, Billy Joel, he released this album and it was at the wrong speed. It gave him a higher voice. It didn't sound, that's the way that he intended, but because he didn't have the rights to this album, he pretty much just had to deal with the way that it was out there.
See, that's why nowadays you should own your rights.
Yeah, you got to own your masters.
That's Billy Joel.
The Billy Joel, bro.
And like even Wu-Tang, I was watching the Wu-Tang show. And like that's what RZA was trying to preach to all the members.
He was trying to make sure that not just they eat, but everybody like after them eat too. So
exactly.
It was like a whole dynamic to it.
And then finally in 1978, Columbia's head Walter Yachnoff purchased Joel's publishing from Rip and gave it to Joel as a birthday present. But the story didn't end here. Rip released a remix version of Cold Spring Harbor in 1983 that finally corrected the album's pitch to further capitalize on Joel's superstar popularity.
Bro, that's shiesty. So that's shiesty.
It took until 1978 for this album to be, finally released the way that he intended. That's crazy.
We're going to skip around a little bit.
Okay.
So we got the one and only Toni Braxton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Despite selling nearly 70 million records worldwide, singer Toni Braxton has filed for bankruptcy twice. While Braxton's spending habits were heavily criticized after her first bankruptcy filing in 1997, her legal team revealed that Braxton was only earning 33 cents per album sold, and her album Arista Records had refused to raise their rate in 2 contract negotiations. Braxton was also being charged by the label for promotional expenses, which reduced her royalty payments to negligible amounts. Braxton claimed that she only received a single royalty check for $1,972.
Wow. Like, I know was it like millions of records she sold or what?
Yeah, she sold over 70 million records worldwide.
Oh my gosh. She only getting $1,000. Well, almost $2,000.
That's it.
That's wild.
That's it.
One check.
Here, a contract renegotiation with Arista helped back Braxton out of the first bankruptcy, but the story didn't end there. In late 2002, Braxton asked Arista to postpone the release of her More Than a Woman album because she was pregnant and did not believe that she would be able to properly promote the record because she was required to remain on bed rest. Arista refused to delay the release, which required Braxton to promote the album in a limited capacity. More Than a Woman was a commercial disappointment, and Braxton and Arista parted ways the following year. In 2008, Braxton again filed for bankruptcy after health issues caused her to abruptly cancel her Las Vegas residency.
Yeah. I didn't know that happened to Toni.
Man, these are some like all-time great singers too.
No, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Household names, bro.
For real.
Skip around to number 2. Who wanted to catch that one?
I'll take Tyga. So we got Tyga. Over the last 3 decades, rap and hip-hop labels have been notorious for signing artists to recording contracts that include terms that are not beneficial to the artist. That's true. One of the most high-profile contract disputes in recent years occurred between the rapper Tyga and his label Cash Money Records.
Of course.
Y'all know who that is.
Of course.
Man.
I'm making them damn bird noises.
When only 18 years old, rapper Tyga signed with Cash Money. Tyga later revealed that his lawyer was also representing Cash Money at the time he signed the deal. That's so shiesty. Man, he was getting under the table money. Unsurprisingly, the contract was extremely favorable at the label. And in 2017, Tyga said that he never received any royalty payments of at least $12 million that he estimated that the label owed him. Oh my God! After Tyga filed a $10 million lawsuit against Cash Money over the royalty issue, labeled head Birdman claimed that Tyga owed the label money because of the advances that the label paid him. Oh, wow. So that was a dispute between them. So, lastly, in 2019, Tyga dropped the lawsuit with speculation that per the terms of his original contract that he earned royalties for any of the music he recorded for Cash Money. I think Tyga independent now, if I'm not mistaken.
He gotta be.
Can anybody look that up?
Down bad.
I feel like Tyga independent now. He gotta be.
The real question is, why do artists keep signing with this man? He's literally taking their money.
But I ain't gonna lie. All right, Birdman did mess some people over for sure. But like,
he's top artist.
Yeah, even Wayne.
I'm saying he's not he's messing
Bro,
up.
Wayne was his home dog, bro.
Yeah,
he's top artist, bro. Like you can't
But I was watching the interview though with Birdman. It was on Big Facts podcast. Man, it's a good podcast. But he was talking about like even with Wayne, he was like, Birdman was young. He was getting money at like 14 years old, bro. He was getting millions at 14. Even like when he was coming up producing Cash Money and stuff, he had BG, Wayne, Turk, all them, man. He was like, he just didn't have control of all that stuff coming right at him, you know. He was just worried about the money and how much he was coming in, and he had to disperse all that between the artists as well. So it was just a lot, and like even he said that the stuff that he owed him, the money that he owed all the artists, he gave him that and even more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Hey, you gotta trust his word at this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Birdman real. He stood on it. He stood on it in the interview. So it was like, man.
But still, at the end of the day, I don't think nobody should be signing to Birdman.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, try these new. Be independent, man.
Go with a distribution deal, man.
That's the way to go.
For sure.
Save up your money so you don't have to worry about what a record label's giving you.
So the answer to the question about Tyga being independent, he was independent in 2015 for the release of his album, and after disputes with his record labels before that, and as of 2019, he had signed a massive new record deal with Columbia Records, and so I believe that's where he remains to this day.
Wow. Okay.
Shout out for Tyga, man.
Congrats to Tyga, man.
Remember, there's always
Applause.
Yeah.
always a ray of hope in a time of darkness, man.
Hey, man, that's how you bounce back, though. Especially the music industry can't get grimy, bro. Y'all know this.
Yep.
Absolutely. It takes a lot of, intelligence, and especially, with regards to your finances, to make sure that you're getting the best deal for yourself as possible. And it takes a lot of work, on your own behalf and with agents and whoever else you have, that you trust, to make sure that you're getting the best deal for yourself and your music.
Yeah. Just make sure that you always have somebody, that has your back too, bro. You can't trust just anybody. So make sure you just, find somebody to help you out with these deals and everything, bro.
Yeah, man. Like Money Man was talking about on Twitter, he's like, let him work out these rappers' deals.
Hey, shameless plug. Me, Ryan, and Phoenix are all business majors, seniors at Loyola. Hit us up, You got any questions about your contract, you're not sure you're getting the right deal.
I would really love to manage a music artist, man. Come to me, bro. I'll put you on. I'll put you on game, for real.
Okay, so what do you think the number one artist is? Drum roll, please. You guessed it. It's the Jackson 5.
Wow.
They all kind of look like Drake in this picture. Okay. The Jackson 5 sold a massive number of records from Motown in the early 1970s, and the family band worked tirelessly to put out new music. The Jackson 5 released 3 albums in 1970 alone. That's a lot of albums, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for the band, they only earned 2.8% royalties on their record sales and have no creative control over the music the band was recording. Because the Jackson 5 songs were largely written by Motown's in-house team, the corporation, or were covers of songs from the Motown catalog, the group was not earning money from songwriting. So when the Jackson 5's contract ended in 1976, the group signed a deal with Epic Records with a royalty rate that was nearly 10 times higher than the rate in the Motown contract. However, the band had to change their name to the Jacksons because, among many other things, Motown owned the rights to the name Jackson 5.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
I didn't either.
That's news to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So while the Jacksons continue to have several hits as Epic Records artists, none match the popularity of their Motown hits. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I didn't know the Jackson 5 went. Well, you know what? I think I did see that on their movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, that they wasn't getting all their checks from their albums and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did get ripped off.
Yeah.
Y'all know that movie was a miniseries, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Right.
You know what else was a
I used to watch
miniseries?
I watched it with my mom. It was good.
That was a long series, though.
Yeah.
That wasn't a real long series.
The Temptations was a miniseries too.
Really?
Yeah, it was a 2-part miniseries. I didn't even know that. I was
BET.
wondering that movie was super long though.
BET, bro.
BET.
Black Entertainment
They know-
Television.
They know what we want, bro.
The Bobby and Whitney movie was not a miniseries. That was just like a 4-hour long movie.
And I remember watching it too. The whole
I
thing.
can tell you exactly
Definitely.
where I was, exactly what day it was when I watched it.
Yep.
So, in the world of music, and sorry Joe, we gotta do it to him, but
Go ahead. Man.
Do it to
the Travis
I'm
Scott Astroworld controversy, bro.
Oh, man.
What is going on? So, here we go. So, what do y'all know about it so far?
Well, I know at the concert, Travis was still performing, and people were actually passing out and basically dying,
Yeah.
in the crowd, and it was crazy. People were trying to tell people on the stage that people were passing out and dying, but it was just like a disconnect. I don't think they understood what was going on, and people were unaware what was going on at the time.
And then in addition to that, a story came out in the last couple of days saying that Travis Scott was partying at Dave & Buster's after the concert, reportedly unaware of the tragedies that had happened at the Astroworld Festival.
How do y'all feel about it, man? Do y'all feel like he should be responsible or what?
I think he's liable for not everything, but he's definitely liable for certain things. I know for a fact that with concerts and stuff like that, you have to have some kind of strategic plan in place because anything could happen.
Exactly.
Active shooters, like apparently someone was dispensing drugs to people with needles and stuff out there in the audience.
Crazy.
I was reading this thing and it was they considered people who are dead as Smurfs,
Wow.
so that was the code name for it. But
What do you mean? So dead people?
Probably because they turned blue from suffocating under the crowds of people or something.
They were just oh, he's a Smurf.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's move on.
basically,
That's rest in peace to all the fallen people that died,
Rest in
man.
peace, absolutely.
Yeah, for real, a quick moment of silence or something, bro. All right.
so the death toll recently just went up to 9 people.
Yeah, it was a college student from Texas A&M, right? A young lady. She was 22 years old, and that they found.
Yeah,
Was she pronounced brain dead or?
I'm not sure honestly, but I know for a fact that I think it was. I don't know. I think she was pronounced brain dead. She was in a coma for a while.
Yeah. I know, right?
What I have to say about it basically is this. Travis Scott definitely, what he's been doing right now, I know he's taking care of the funerals. He paid everybody back into tickets, and I'm pretty sure he's not gonna win any of them lawsuits either.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty like the blame definitely he should have blame, but as well as the venue, because I saw those security people that they had working there definitely was not security, like legit. They probably just picked them off the street, and just told them to, just gave them some security uniforms to wear. So like it definitely shouldn't just be him. They should it should be something against not just the venue but the city as well, because they did not. I didn't think they did a good job to even like the response. The response wasn't there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll speak my piece on it. I think that there's blame to go around. I don't think that it all should fall on Travis Scott.
Yeah.
And I do think that some of the media treatment, the social media treatment of Travis Scott has been a little bit unfair. And I'll say why. I, in 2018, went to Voodoo Festival and saw Travis Scott perform there. He was like a surprise guest pretty much because they only announced him like the week before, Voodoo was to happen.
Childish Gambino broke his foot.
Exactly. So, me seeing that Travis Scott was going to perform, I had to get my tickets, So I went out there and I waited from, basically like 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. to see Travis Scott perform. Yeah.
Did he perform at 11?
He performed that late. It was probably about 11 o'clock.
I remember that, man.
It's like over 12 hours, 10, 12 hours?
12 hours. And, and if anyone, any of the listeners have been to a music festival like this, you know that you're out there for the entire day. Food and water is extremely, extremely expensive. And that's even if you can just manage to get to the front of a line to get, some water. And now you're paying like $10. You have to go to an ATM to take out cash because it's cash only. Right. It's, everything is upcharged there. Sure. So me being out there, I'm, waiting the entire day to see Travis Scott. I'm having a great time. As it gets closer and closer to his time to perform, the last few sets before him, the crowd gets super dense. A lot of people are coming in. A lot of people are there. It's super excited to see Travis Scott. And, just the same way as it happened at Astroworld, the crowd really condenses. The crowd really pushes up closer to the gates and closer to the stage. So everybody in the crowd is being pushed, and there's nothing you can really do about it from any point in the crowd because it's just, it's mob movement. That's the way that everyone moves. And so, waiting for Travis Scott to perform, I'm seeing, literally bodies being carried out, not dead, but, who have passed out, who are people who are dehydrated and, just have been standing all day in this sun. Even if it is in October, it's New Orleans. It's still hot, and you've been out there, you've been standing up all day without water because, for whatever, you don't want to wait in line. It's too much money to get water because it's ridiculously overpriced. For any reason, you don't want to lose your spot in the crowd where you are. So, so that's probably where a lot of these people, started passing out. And so the thing is that it's not really a super uncommon sight to see at these concerts, people being, carried out of the crowd or people yelling for help because people do pass out from being out all day, and standing up all day. When your legs lock for a certain amount of time, you just pass out. It's the body's natural reaction to it. And so what I'm saying with the point of all this is that it's not an unusual sight. So if Travis Scott is up on stage performing and seeing that, people are passing out or maybe there's an ambulance, around the crowd or something, you can't automatically assume that somebody has passed away or something because this is just something that happens at every concert. And this was at Voodoo in New Orleans. So this isn't even on the same scale as Astroworld in Houston. That's something entirely different. So I can understand from that standpoint, why he didn't stop the show immediately. With there's video circulating with people telling, crew members that someone has died in the crowd or something like that. I can't really speak to that so much, but I know from Travis Scott's position, and that's let alone without, with the lights and the music and everything blasting in his face and his ears, I can guarantee you can't see past like the front row. He has no idea what's going on beyond that.
Right, it's thousands of fans.
Right,
there,
and unless somebody gets in his earpiece and says, hey, we need to stop the show because people are passing away in the crowd, he can't really understand that until he gets off the stage. Yeah. And so, for him to make the decision or whoever makes the decision to keep going, I guess see why. But after getting reports of people dying, I think that something needs to happen. But that falls more on like the police and the city.
That's what I'm saying.
Falls more on the people who are running the show. You can't just say you can't point your finger at Travis Scott,
right?
Because if I'm Travis Scott on the stage performing at Astroworld, there's so much going on and there's so much in my face that you can't really focus on anything else but what you're doing.
He's what makes him like the only reason like that really makes him accountable is that his name is on the
exactly
is on the festival. That's legit it. The venues the people that was working the venue was the main people on the ground that should have reported, said, hey, these people are dying. We should probably stop the concert because they really have the control to legit stop the concert.
They do. The city police have the full authority to stop a concert the same way that they'll stop your party. When it gets too out of hand or there's too many people on the block.
So as much as you blame Travis Scott, please take a look and to see what Houston, like what, matter of fact, there should be something, there's legit should be an investigation going on. Like, what do they, like, what's going on with, like, how they work venues and, like, what they're doing with these, like, responses, like, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of things going to be implemented at different festivals.
It's definitely
going forward with this.
A lot of things need to happen as far as safety, to make sure that these venues aren't overcrowded, make sure there aren't too many people, at these events. But, like I said, at a certain point, only so much can fall on Travis Scott himself.
Yeah.
And, some more, blame might need to be assessed between city police, between security, between the showrunners, between the venue, everything else. Right.
And, I mean, this is not the first time this has happened at a concert or a festival.
It's far from the first time.
If y'all,
it literally happened.
If y'all check Travis Scott's documentary on Netflix, you will legit see that this is not like something that's just out of nowhere. Like this is like a normal thing.
Yeah, he wants people to rage. He wants people to be in the mosh pits and everything too.
Not just at his concerts per se. Like this has happened in New Orleans at Louisiana Fest that year. That was a mosh pit. That was a rage. People got hurt. But also, like historically, this is not the first time someone has died from being trampled or anything like that. But it's usually you usually see this at like hard rock concerts, like punk rock concerts and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So my question is, why is it, like I understand people die, and they're not going to be disrespectful to the lives lost in their families, but at the same time, take this into consideration. Travis Scott's a black man. We know that. And yes, I'm going to pull a race card. This has happened at punk rock concerts and everything like that, and no one has said a word. I mean, they pull the, what you're getting yourself into when you go there. So like, why? Like, what is the reason why this one is just so different from the other one?
Social media.
Yeah, literally. See, that's what I was gonna say. Like with just what y'all said. Like literally, it's social media era. So the information is quick. So it's gonna be out.
It's the information and then the opinions. When you go into the comments or on certain pages, you will literally just see opinions just repeated over and over to the point where you want to believe them yourself without even considering other facts or without doing the own thought yourself.
It gets exhausting, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm gonna just say it. Like the Shade Room, man. It's just full of that for sure.
Absolutely. It's just the fact that we knew before Travis knew. Like that, all that stuff was gone. Like that, those people died because you said that he was at Dave and Buster enjoying his,
right?
Because he wasn't aware of what was going on. So it's the fact, and that just shows the power of social media that we was able to know, and we're not even in Houston,
right?
We're not in Houston. We didn't even go to the concert or nothing, but we was able to get that information before he did. That just shows and I hope that this brings the awareness, to we need to like that. That the cities need to bring, needs to be better with just the response, the security, and just, like, the venue itself. Like, it needs to be some safety protocols in place.
Right. I think that's where the responsibility falls because, I mean, like, Michael Jackson, for example, could walk onto the stage and a quarter of the crowd would literally pass out. Like, this kind of stuff happens at concerts. You, as the artist on the stage, you don't know that it's that serious of an issue. Like, that people are literally dying. It just looks to you like every other concert that you've been to.
Yes, and also like the magnitude Travis brings, bro. It's just a lot of hype, man. You know how Travis is, bro. It's
definitely different.
His concerts and festivals are definitely different.
Yeah. But little write up just to give the listeners a little background in case they didn't know. But at least 9 people died and some 25 were treated at hospitals after a crowd surged at a performance by Travis Scott as part of the Astroworld Festival in Houston on the evening of November 5th. The Houston Police Department is investigating. They said the surge occurred around 9:38 p.m. local time, according to Samuel Penner, the Houston fire chief. The crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage, and that caused some panic, and it started causing some injuries, Mr. Penner said. People began to fall out, become unconscious, and he created additional panic. More than 300 people were treated at a field hospital at the festival, the fire chief said. So, yeah, bruh. Honestly, nowadays, when you leave the house, you have to brace yourself for whatever, for anything, because literally anything can happen.
Yeah, my parents tell me that all the time.
Literally anything can happen. Like, even school, church, work, anything can happen, bro. Literally anything. But moving on to our next topic, correct me if I pronounce his name wrong, but the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. This guy. Did y'all see the video of him fake crying?
Yes, I did.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
I want to talk about the judge, man. What I've been hearing about him looks like an unfair trial.
No, definitely. There's definitely some, you can tell, like, I saw a clip of the judge's phone going off, and it was this song. It was like, what was Trump's campaign song?
It was like God Bless America or God Bless the U.S. or something.
Yeah, it was that song. And then I also saw a video today on CNN.
Talking about the Asian joke?
Yeah, he made a
I saw
comment about the court's lunch. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Hey, can anybody give me an in-depth, like, quick segment on what's going on with the trial?
Okay, so right now, after more than 30 witnesses testified in the Kyle Rittenhouse homicide trial, the case that has grabbed the nation's attention is moving to its final stages. Testimony, which spanned more than a week, wrapped up on Thursday, and closing arguments are slated to begin on Monday. Rittenhouse has pleaded not guilty to 6 charges, including first-degree intentional homicide, first-degree reckless homicide, and first-degree attempted intentional homicide for shooting at 4 people during the August 2020 chaotic protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin, following the police shooting of Jacob Blake.
Was this the guy that had the assault rifle?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's been like almost a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been over a year. 2 of the people Rittenhouse shot died, and 1 was wounded. The events of the night of August 25th, 2020, almost all captured on video, are hardly in dispute. The question before the jury is whether Rittenhouse's actions were reasonable. So here are some key moments from the court. In an emotional, well, quote-unquote emotional, I don't really know. I don't think he was. Rittenhouse said he acted in self-defense when he fatally shot Joseph Rosenbaum, who had thrown a plastic bag at him and chased him. Now, self-defense for a plastic bag? Are you serious?
I don't know, man.
During cross-examination, he indicated he knew Rosenbaum was unarmed when he ran toward him, saying he pointed the gun at Rosenbaum to deter him. Rittenhouse, 18, noted he was aware pointing a rifle at someone is dangerous. He said, "He was chasing me. I was alone. He threatened to kill me early that night. I didn't want to have to shoot him," Rittenhouse testified. "I pointed at him because he kept running at me, and I didn't want him to chase me." Rittenhouse said he also feared Rosenbaum, who did not touch him, would take his gun and kill people. The testimony was crucial to both prosecution and defense arguments about his actions on that night. The prosecution is trying to show that Rittenhouse's actions were reckless and criminal, while the defense said he acted in self-defense.
I mean, does he have license to carry?
No. He was young. Like, dude wasn't even 18 yet at the time of this. He just turned 18. Wow. I think he was at least 16 or 17 at that time.
So he's just walking around with an assault rifle.
Walking around with an assault rifle at a police protest.
I mean, what state is that again?
Wow.
Wisconsin.
Do they have laws in place for that? Or
I highly doubt it. I really don't think so, honestly. But this just brings back to another matter in playing a race card and putting race into an issue, because how old was he? Well, how old was Tamir Rice? 12?
Yeah.
Tamir Rice was 12. Got shot down for a toy gun in the park. No questions asked. Boom. Police pull up. Boom. Shot him dead. This guy, this white male, he seems very, and I don't want to just throw stuff out there, but from the videos and from what I've done with my own research, he just seems like a reckless white kid who just feels like he can get away with whatever. And following once the case actually happened and when he was released from prison, a bunch of people who supported him brought him to a bar, and his shirt said, "I'm free. I am free." So, like, I feel like a person who can do stuff like that and can basically just go out and free and be like, okay, I got away with a scot free. I feel like you knew exactly what you were doing. You knew your intent. You knew the consequences of your actions, but you felt as if, I'm just get away with it.
I feel like that's definitely, especially with like white men, there's definitely like this test to see how far their white privilege could go. Like, because there's no way, and we all know this, there's no way a black man could do what he did and get off like that.
It's two different systems people playing out here, bro.
Two different systems, man. It's ridiculous. And that really kind of goes to like what we was kind of talking about earlier. It was like, you just can't be safe. It don't matter where you're at, and you just have to be aware of not like your surroundings and others, because you just never know. So just stay safe out there, guys. Like,
for real.
Stay
especially
safe.
it's holiday season too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, watch your surroundings, especially at gas stations, man. Also the ladies too, man. Like, don't sit in your car too long at night. Like, park right. Make sure you watching whoever's around you. Make sure you have a friend with you as well.
And make sure there's people around too. Don't ever go to no spot.
No spot.
When it's just
Don't
you.
do that by yourself.
Big city or not. You got anything, Joe?
I agree with everything that you guys said. I mean, from the Kyle Rittenhouse, situation, the court case, no more needs to be said than what Darrell said. I mean, it's two different systems, like you said, Darius. It's just, you look at what happened to someone such as Tamir Rice, but that's not even the only example. And then compared to the way that this man is being treated, it's two different Americas, and that's the country that we live in.
And it's sad. Definitely sad, bro.
See, it was really about, like, I think earlier, like, down the years, it was like kind of about like making white people aware of it. That it's two different Americas, because back in the day, like they would really believe that it's like freedom for all, equal rights, and all that. But I mean, nowadays, like, especially, and we could just name this episode social media.
Honestly.
But like it goes back to, like, with social media now, like they're able to see it, they know it, and they're, you know what I mean, like, we thought you would think that, I see myself as a monster, so I should change myself, but they don't see it like that. They see it as as a gift or a special power to be able to do stuff like that.
Ignorance.
Yeah,
is literally
ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance.
Right. But we're gonna take a little quick break, real quick, just to freshen our breaths, to get some water. Hit it, Phoenix.
You are now tuned in to the Room 303 podcast. Where else would you rather be than in Room 303?
And we're back. Welcome back, fellas. Nice little break.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I had to handle some business. Handle a little business. But Our next, our final topic for the night. No wonder wouldn't be a podcast with us without talking about some sports.
Hey man,
We love sports over here.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
yeah,
Let's
man.
get to it, bro. Let's get to it.
Hey man, like how y'all feel about Cam going back to the Panthers?
Man, I'm excited to see it, bro. My favorite Cam Newton was Cam Newton, like 2015, 16, playing with those Panthers, man. When he went to that MVP season, he took that team to the Super Bowl, man, was making some incredible plays. But I can't wait to see him get back out there with those Panthers, see the chemistry that he already has with DJ Moore, with Christian McCaffrey, and all those guys, man.
Mm-hmm. I definitely felt like it was a full circle thing for him. Like I feel like if it's any spot for him to be the quarterback at, it's back home. It's back home for him, man.
They told him welcome back, bro.
This is it. This is like probably gonna be like where he gonna put his final like helmet at, put
Yeah.
everything. So
I feel it too.
I'm excited to see him play, bro. I hope he has a good season too.
Man, as a Washington football team fan, and our head coach being Ron Rivera, Cam Newton's old head coach, there's nothing I would have liked to see more than Cam Newton come to play for us, especially being a quarterback-needy team right now. But clearly our team is thinking, otherwise. We like the guys that we have in our locker room. But there's no other place I'd rather see him land, if not us, than in Carolina.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, who else? OBJ, man. He went to the Rams, huh?
Yeah, he went to them. He had that California love, bro. California
LA.
love, bro.
LA.
Chasing that ring, like him and Von Miller say, let's chase this ring.
Hey,
He said he got to get some way.
I say
He
I'm
gonna do
not
what he do.
I'm not super happy about it. With having I drafted Cooper Kupp to my fantasy team, right? And I stole him in like the 4th round. And Cooper Kupp, if anyone follows football or fantasy football, has been having literally like a record-breaking year.
QB or
Wide receiver,
Wide receiver?
from like the wide receiver position. He plays like slot.
what team? Rams.
Rams.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like seeing him having to share targets with OBJ.
Hmm.
But aside from that, I'm happy to see him, get out there and hopefully get that ring.
Hopefully it won't. Like we're gonna have to see, but I hope it might not change your fancy because if he's been getting the targets he's been getting, they probably gonna still because he got the hot hand too, so he probably still gonna get his targets. So hopefully it don't change too much, man.
And I want to see Cooper Kupp getting all the targets.
Hey.
I want all the.
Shout out,
He want all the fantasy.
I want to see 30 points every night from Cooper
Hey,
Kupp on fantasy.
shout out to Joel's fantasy, man. Let's hope it wins some, bro.
Hey, man.
Shout out the fantasy football team. That's my fantasy team name. Like the Washington football team. We the fantasy football team.
LOL.
Can I be real?
What's up?
I'm not kind of happy he went to the Rams.
I would love for him to come to the
Little
Saints.
backstory: he is a
loved-
Saints fan.
Yeah.
I would have loved for him to come to the city. I just feel like the chemistry would have been there, bro.
And I feel like he would have been nice with Jameis Winston too when
Yeah,
he came back. But I guess he
definitely.
wants to contend right now. He wants a quarterback who's going to get him the ball. Get those targets every game. And Matthew Stafford, one of the best to do it right now. So
Yeah, no cap. That was like a very good decision on his part to because like if it's not that team, I really can't picture him nowhere else where he can get the amount of targets he wants and a good consistent quarterback to throw it to him. So I mean, kudos to him. Hopefully, like this really like helps his career get back on track for real.
Sure. Dang, what else going on? NBA. Y'all want to talk about NBA?
I'll just also say about OBJ real quick. He's obviously going to be right at home.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be right at home in LA.
No,
He loves the attention off the field. I even read that his girlfriend, I think her name's like Lola Woods or something like that.
Yeah.
She even played a part into him making a decision to go to LA. Because there's more opportunities for being an Instagram model or whatever.
Bro, she could have went to Treehouse. She could have went work at Treehouse. There's a couple places she could have been. I rest my case. I'm keeping my mouth
To me,
closed.
and just to go a little deep into it, like with retirement wise and with like any career wise, like LA is probably gonna be the destination. Even like with soccer, I forgot his name, man. Zlatan.
Ibrahimovic.
He came over here after he did his little thing in the it's not the Premier League. I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm not gonna say. But he did his little thing
over in Europe.
and he came over here because it's a lot of players that do that in soccer too. But LA is like definitely like the destination when you just ready to like put put the shoes, cleats, helmet, basketball down. You know, LA's a spot. So
And he was balling in LA too.
Mhm.
You know, I mean,
facts.
going from playing in Europe to America, you know, you
But
take
that's what I say.
a
That's
step
probably
down in
easy.
competition. But man, he was looking good though.
That's like LeBron James doing AAU in a way. But nothing against MLS because I love that too.
That's LeBron in the layup lines at his son's basketball games.
Facts. Yeah, like
Shout out to Bronny.
this would probably be a good decision business wise too, Odell. So shout him out,
For sure.
show some love, Brian. Hope he turn up on that field.
Yeah, for sure. How y'all feel about the NBA this season, bro?
Go Warriors.
Man, I'm excited. Go Wizards. We 8-3 right now at the time of recording this podcast. We number 1 in the East. It looks like it's no competition to maybe the Heat, but I don't know because they just lost to the Lakers the other night. The Wizards looking good right now.
I feel so with the Lakers, I'm disappointed, but it's not the disappointment where it's like
It's
damn.
still early, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's still early. We're actually think we're like number 5 or something like because we only lost like 5 games
Yeah.
or something like that. So like we're not really like in a bad position. It's just we got LeBron, AD, and Russell, and we really got Carmelo back in the game. Shout out to him, bro. He's really been holding
Hey,
it
yeah,
down for us,
man.
bro.
I love Carmelo's game.
Yeah, he's
bro.
been turning it up, like no cap. So like it's not what I want it to be, but it's definitely a good start and something. And I already know we're gonna make it to playoffs. It's just how far we're gonna go with it.
For sure. Oh man, what else? Go ahead.
I was gonna say the Warriors gonna be dangerous this year, man. When
Warriors 10-1,
because
baby.
Steph is already going off for like 50 and 10.
Man,
Bro, when Klay Thompson gets back on the court, it's gonna be lights
crazy.
out. Like Klay Thompson has been itching to
Splash
get back on
Bros
the basketball
2.0.
court, bro. And he be dropping like 40 points, 35 points without dribbling the basketball. I remember like one game he dropped like 40, 50 points. Taking like what was it like 3 dribbles or something
like
that
11,
game?
it was like 11 dribbles.
Bro, it was something crazy like that.
Right.
This man Klay Thompson does not even need to handle the ball. All he needs to do is be on the court, and he's gonna make those shots.
Yeah, like really, like shout out to the Warriors, bro. Like you can saw they took a little trip, a little misstep, but you see they right back on track, man.
Let him sleep.
Hey, shout out to Steve Kerr, man.
So definitely, they definitely are in the mix, and don't keep playing like they not.
Man, but before we get off the NBA, can we drop in some applause for the Wizards being number 1 in the East?
We're just gonna take a little. All right, here we go. Hey,
Shout out the Wizards. Shout out Bradley Beal. Shout out Kyle Kuzma.
but
They put in work. They're getting it done.
the Wizards this year reminds me of you remember that Atlanta team that was clicking like with Horford and them? Man?
Yeah, I remember them because they used to knock us out the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely the Wizards got that chemistry this year that definitely that's gonna definitely take them at least
They've got chemistry and they've got depth. They've
At
got
least to the
depth
conference.
in the team because Bradley Beal is our only real all-star superstar player. But when you've got Kyle Kuzma, when you got KCP coming off the
That
bench,
chemistry,
when
yeah.
you got the chemistry that
got
comes
shit
with that, with
clicking.
these guys already haven't played together, when you got Montrezl Harrell, who just goes hard every play, who lives at the rim, is giving 100% effort every time,
Facts.
man. That's a tough team to beat.
Facts, man.
That's a tough team to beat. Shout out the Wizards.
And I think we're all just gonna be looking at the East this year with like competition wise, because it's definitely like if y'all don't see it now, like it's like next year probably like East is gonna have the best competition in
the
in
East
the
is
league,
getting
bro.
tough.
It's about time too, because I
It's
feel like
been
the
a
West
minute.
has been the
Oh, yeah.
conference.
No, it's been like
forever.
it's been
about time we
minute.
get
It's
some
been a
real
minute.
competition in
So,
the East.
For real.
shout out.
It's
to,
kind of balancing out now. I see.
Shout out
Kind
to
of turning
East,
up the
bro.
tides. Yeah.
They really bringing that competition. No cap. They're bringing
Like
that
the
competition.
Hawks. Like man, are the Hawks in the East or the West?
No, they in the East.
East. Okay. Yeah. Hawks.
And they're not.
Heat.
They're actually not doing that good this year.
Really?
The Hawks. They haven't started off. They didn't start off good.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's surprising because Ice Trey,
Yeah. Ice Trae.
Wizards hand them a
Ice
couple
Trey
L's.
gang.
We'll hand them a couple L's this season. Don't worry.
LOL. Oh yeah. College basketball just started back up.
Yeah, I was looking at some of them games. Kind of.
Yeah, man, bro. College basketball is so exciting, bro.
It's a different thing. It's a different thing because it ain't just like Like, we know who's gonna win this game.
Bro.
It's always up in the air.
I heard this year is probably one of the most exciting seasons we'll probably see yet.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the announcers talking about that.
Bro, I just saw a post. It said LSU beat ULM 101 to 39.
Gosh.
As they should.
Yeah.
No offense to ULM, but it's LSU, and let's be real.
Yeah, LSU got a decent squad too. Like I like a couple of their guards, man. They're pretty good. Yeah, they got a nice
Is
squad.
Sharif playing? He's
I
playing?
don't know.
He should be.
He should be.
playing.
Yeah,
now.
shout out to him, man.
Shout out to Sharif, man.
Shout out to him. He it was a lot of setbacks for him, and he was able to conquer all that and still play the game he loves.
Definitely.
So shout out to him.
And Duke looking strong again. Yeah, Duke
You
looking
already
strong. Bro, Duke is looking real
This
strong.
Coach K last year, right, or something like that.
I think so,
Something
bro.
about his retirement. So
Yeah. I mean, why not do it for him?
right. Show some love, man, Coach K. Bro.
But still, man, who's gonna take his place though? Coach K?
How do you replace a coach like that?
I don't know.
I don't even know like the assistant program, but hopefully this assistant coach that knows like somewhat of the system.
Hey, is Nolan Smith still there? Like,
I can't even tell you.
like coaching or like he was like assistant or
I
something like
can't
that.
even tell
He
you.
he was a former player though.
was.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Nolan Smith was one of those great Duke players over there, and I think he be on the bench coaching these other players and everything. Yeah, he's doing a great job too.
Shout out to them, bro.
I don't know about Kentucky. You know, Kentucky kind of fell off.
Yeah, Kentucky's not. It's not. It's not it. It's not it this year. Take them off your brackets.
Yeah, man, we got to talk about March Madness. March Madness is in New Orleans this year. Actually, I think the Final Four.
Hey, let's
Yeah,
get,
it is.
let's get a little shout out. Let's get a little
Hey.
clap going for that.
For sure, man. Like,
Hey.
the city gonna be packed. Oh, man.
Bro, March Madness, Mardi Gras. Oh,
Right around
God.
Mardi Gras.
Oh my gosh, they making all their money back this year.
Revenue about to go through the roof, and them streets still gonna have potholes.
They
Not
said,
lying.
they said they knew what was going to go down.
For sure. But what's going on with Zion and the Pelicans?
Okay, bro. What I've been hearing is, from other people, not anybody in the organization,
Yeah,
but from outside looking in, they saying he need to lose weight. Now,
I believe it.
if you
Yeah.
not, if you not, and I feel like if you not one of the trainers or somebody in there, you shouldn't be saying that to him, especially as a young kid. Because first off, bruh, that itself, because we all have anxiety and we go through stuff. So I feel like they should kind of just take back them steps. I mean, them comments, and just like actually support him in a way. And I feel like the Pelicans. I trust their staff to help them out and get him game ready. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's a good point that you made about not, wanting to tell.
Yeah, because that could make it worse. 'Cause he could get bigger.
And I guess
Like,
I'm sorry
for
for
real.
saying I believe it, but
No,
but,
it's
I
no,
mean-
it's no buts when it comes to mental health.
no,
would
I
give
no,
it a
and I
butt.
understand that. The Pelicans drafted Zion Williamson when he came out of college, and this man, like, you remember his highlights, he was dunking, he was blocking shots, like, in midair. Like, this man was going crazy. They probably expect the same kind of level of athleticism, and
Yeah.
if he's down here eating gumbo and jambalaya,
Right.
bro, I mean,
I understand that, and
but
and
yes,
I feel, and that's why I say I trust the staff. I
trust
trust the organization to and I trust him because I know he wants to play, and I know he's dedicated to the game. So I trust that they're all gonna come together and work something out. Because I feel like he has a long career. I don't care what nobody says. He has a long career, and he's gonna take this NBA by storm. So keep playing, keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Absolutely. And then, it like a lot of NBA players, like, for example, Jason Tatum, for example, Giannis, when they came into the league, since then, they've put on a lot of muscle weight. They, work every offseason to get into their best shape, to put on a lot of muscle. Yeah. I mean, to the point where, players are, like, drug tested and things like that for the way that they look
Facts.
when they come out onto the
Facts.
court. So, I mean, that's the goal of probably a lot of NBA players is once they get into the league, to keep progressing, to keep, working in the gym, put on that muscle weight, because it does take it takes a lot of strength to play in the NBA and against those bigs that Zion's playing against. So I could see, why they would want him at like around a certain weight or muscle mass or something like that, or body fat. Just so that way he can better protect himself. When you're playing on the court and you've got to go toe to toe with these big men, you want to be able to have a certain amount of muscle, and you want your players right. You want your players to be in their best shape, so that way they can handle all that in an 82 game season without suffering injuries.
They got the Oshner staff working.
I already know. They got the Oshner staff, bro.
So I got full trust in Oshner. I know they doing what they doing.
Oshner does their job, man.
They haven't done me wrong yet.
Shout out Oshner.
But what was I about to say? I would say, I mean, there is some correlation with being, big and athlete, but like, just because big, you big, it doesn't mean fat, There's a lot of muscle, But on the other hand, like there is some kind of like some issues that will arise, But hey, you gotta shake back. You just gotta shake back.
Yeah. He's still young, bro. Zion our age,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we all the same age. We just saw this man at the boot, bro.
You got a long career, man.
This man didn't party with us.
And I mean, this is just an opinion from an NBA fan standpoint.
Yeah,
like I'm not a doctor. I'm not a trainer.
No.
I'm not.
None of us are even in the medical.
We're not experts.
I watch ESPN on YouTube.
Like,
that's where I'm coming from.
Just find my links off Twitter.
Yeah, man.
It'd be a good shake back for him.
Yeah, for sure.
But what else?
Got anything else?
WNBA, they already had their finals. Yeah, they already had their finals. Yeah, they done. Okay, but I mean that's about it.
Hey.
So baseball had their World Series.
I don't really watch baseball.
But yeah, that's about it.
Hey, this is another good one. Have fun with you boys. We'll be back at it next week. Closing out, this is Big D. Follow me on Instagram at DEEJAYY_. That's DEEJAYY_. I'm going to holler at y'all. Close it out, guys. Let's go.
It's Darius. You can follow me at DEE Ruben RUBIN __ on IG. DEE Ruben RUBIN __ on IG. And we out.
You can follow me on Instagram at _PHXAT. That's _PHXAT on Instagram.
And you can follow me at Joel_Henderson on Instagram, JOEL_HENDERSON. 2 N's at the end.
And before we go, I just want to give a little thank you to not just the listeners, not just the people following us on our IG page, Room 303 Pod. But shout out to the boys right here, bro, because, I mean, for us to just have this dream, and we know we're putting this on, like, we're really putting this together. I want to give a special thank out to them, and I want to give a special thank out to Janasia Chanel, man. She's doing her thing.
For sure, man. Shout
out Janasia.
Shout out,
some
big
applause
homie.
for Janasia.
So,
shout out, little brother.
So I want to just give a shout out to everybody that just, had any piece or part into making this happen. So, yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Room 303 podcast. Room 303. Where else would you rather be than in Room 303?
Bars!
And we out.
Yes, sir.